So we talked about the challenges that a Scrum Master might face, and those are challenges, but I don't want to
Mhm.
necessarily confuse them with mistakes. What type of mistakes do you typically see Scrum Masters make that they
Not
probably shouldn't?
not stepping in to police a daily stand up. And let me elaborate
Okay,
on that.
yeah, please.
Yeah.
See, that's see.
So just say, for example, you're given 15 minutes to get the team together and to go around the room, like I talked about, go around the circle or however you guys are doing it, and talk about what you did yesterday, what you're doing today, if there's any impediments. You have 15 minutes to do that. So if you've got someone and you're going around and Jack has said, he coded yesterday, he'll be done today, he'll be ready to pick up another story, he doesn't have any impediments, that's perfect.
Hmm.
You may have Mary, who will say, yeah, I coded, but I got to a point where I had to stop because I'm seeing that the code touched Ken's team and I need to talk to Ken. And I've reached out to him a couple of times, but I can't get him. Dionne, can you help me get in contact with Ken so we can kind of work this out? I have an impediment. Gotcha. That's perfect. But where the problem comes in is where Jill, and I hope there's no Jills watching, and if it is, I'm sorry, Jill. But you get to Jill, and Jill's talking about how her dog got out yesterday, how her kid didn't bring home his homework, how the teacher's calling you and you may have to leave. And she's talking about everything except for the work. And the mistake that I've seen with Scrum Masters is allowing Jill to continue that conversation when that has nothing to do with the stand up and we've got 15 minutes to do this.
Hmm.
The way in which the Scrum Master should correct that mistake would be to say, you know what, Jill, I hear everything that's going on and I know that you've got a lot going on behind the scenes. Can you just briefly tell us what you did yesterday, what you're going to work on today, and if you have any impediments as it relates to the work that's been assigned to you? And then we'll come back to, everything else with you later,
Okay.
putting them back on track. So that's the largest mistake that I've seen Scrum Masters make, is because they don't feel as if they have the authority to stop the conversation. But you're a leader just like anyone else in the organization. You just have to be polished in the way in which you get them to stop
So in
talking.
other words, stay focused and stay in control.
Stay focused and stay in control.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.